Good morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you may be situated currently. My name is Matthew Krikorian. I'm going to be giving you the preview show of Pleasanton. Not Santa Anita, but Pleasanton. In my opinion, as a um, decent handicapper, I'd say, in my opinion, um, I find it a lot more difficult to handicap Northern California fields, although the fields in Northern California tend to be um, less competitive than the ones in LA. But the fields in LA, in my opinion, are simpler to handicap. Anyways, we'll go on and begin this preview show. First race, my top selection will be the number 7, Uplift. This is an LA horse, which is one reason why I'm already picking this horse and putting him on top. Ran in $20,000 maiden claiming races. Now is coming up to Pleasanton for a maiden claiming 8,000 at a mile and a 16th. The first race ever at Golden State Racing, which is what they're calling themselves. Hasn't really hit the board that much. Best occasion was actually at Golden Gate on the 7th of June, which was the last weekend. I believe that was the last Friday of Golden Gate Fields. Him in second, 3/4 of a length away from the winner. But still has yet to break their maiden. 11 starts lifetime, hasn't done anything in those 11 starts really that well. But I still think that this horse could hit the board. My second pick, Kobe W. Also an LA horse, ran a $20,000 maiden claiming in 139, came in 22 lengths, or 34 lengths off, in 10th. But that's because that's the LA circuit. The Northern California circuit, this horse will probably dominate. Moving on to the second race, 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming of $5,000. Non-winners of 2 life. Acclaimed Preacher, the number 1, will be my top selection. As we're running in higher class races of $10,000. Not much higher, but a little higher. Ran at a mile last time at Fresno and came in third by 4 lengths. Did go off at favoritism that time, at even money roughly. This horse definitely could show some good pace throughout the race. Looks like he's about a stalker off of these performances, so expect him to be towards the front end. My second pick, See Her Beauty. Ran at Fresno last time on the 4th of October. Came in second, 3.5 lengths off. Go back to September 13th at Fresno. This horse ran an $8,000 maiden claiming and broke the maiden. And won by half a length. So, the 1 and the 5 will be my selections for the second race. Moving on to the third race at 6 furlongs, claimers of $16,000 claimers, non-winners of 3 lifetime. My top pick, Party with Patty, has been running in sprints at 5 furlongs last time, in 57 seconds at Fresno on the 29th of September. In my opinion, if you can run 57 seconds for 5 furlongs and win by a nose, you could probably run in LA and at least hit the board in second, in my opinion. Because that's a blazing time, especially since Fresno has very tight turns. And it's a bull ring of only 7 furlongs. My second pick will be the number 2, Harcyn. I think that's Harcyn. Harcyn. I think that's Harcyn. Ran at Fresno on the 22nd of September. First start this year. And came in second by half a length. We go back to Golden Gate Fields last year on the 29th of April. This horse ran in the California Derby and came in 4th by 3 lengths. But he also ran in the El Camino Real Derby. He came in 3rd, 2.5 lengths off. So, those races are at a mile and a 16th. Or no, the Cal Derby is a mile and a 16th, and the El Camino is a mile and an eighth. Now we're talking 6 furlongs, which is shortened to about, 3 furlongs less than the El Camino. But this horse did look like he was towards he was actually in the stalking position all the way around, so 3rd. Anyways, we'll move on into the now 4th race. 6 furlongs allowance, $50,000, purse of $20,000. Give me the number 1, Mark Loves Ann. Ran a $50,000 5.5 furlong race at Fresno on the 13th of September. Was front running, and then just faded back and came in 4th by half a length, or a length and a half. At Sacramento, this horse ran in a 5.5 furlong, $50,000 allowance and came in 2nd by 3 lengths. And then earlier at Pleasanton, this horse ran at this exact distance in a maiden claiming of 20,000 and won by a length and a quarter. Broke the maiden there. So it's good to see that. This horse could probably run with the field, as most of these horses are either moving up in class or can't run in this class. So I think that Mark Lovesan definitely will have some good potential. My second pick will be the number 7, St. Bowden. Ran at Santa Rosa on August 4th at 5.5 furlongs and a $20,000 maiden claiming. Won by a length and a quarter. Now, the reason I picked this horse was because this horse put up a minute and 4 for 5.5 furlongs, which is not exactly blazing or anything, but it's definitely a good pace. I'd also like to throw in the number 5, Majestic Cotton. In the last 3 starts, this horse has hit the board. Moved up into a $50,000 allowance at Fresno on the 13th of September. Came in 2nd by a length with Aseo Espinosa. Espinosa once again gets them out on Majestic Cotton. So don't overlook those 3 horses there, which the numbers are, for me, 1, 7, and 5. 5th race going 6 furlongs also. Maiden claiming of $8,000. Get 'em Dusty. Be my top selection. Comes from Los Alamitos, mainly. Well, actually, no, this horse was an LA circuit horse. Has been hitting the board there in $20,000 optional claimers. Get 'em Dusty now, I would assume, just wants to break the maiden, so then they can send him back down to LA. And have him running $10,000 claiming races down there. My second pick will be the number 1, Bobby Anton. 22nd of September at Fresno. This horse ran 5.5 furlongs in 104 and a $12,500 race and came in 3rd by 3/4 of a length. Now, the 104 for Northern California is pretty good, as these horses are not anything compared to the horses that are behind me currently. These are Kentucky Derby horses, so they're rated stakes horses. Moving on now into the 6th race now. My apologies, I don't really have a cough button anywhere near me, so you had to unfortunately hear me cough. Not exactly something that I'm proud of. I do have a small runny nose and maybe a sore throat, but sore throat's practically gone, thankfully. Anyways, we'll put on the top selection the number 9, Lord Prancelot, in this 6th race of Pleasanton, which is $28,000 allowance, non-winners of 1, 6 furlongs, 3 and up. And this horse, last time out on March 22nd at Golden Gate in a $50,000 optional claiming race, won by 2 3/4 lengths. Earlier, this horse ran in 3 other stakes races down in Southern California. One on the turf, and with looking at that, 10th by 10 lengths. We can tell this horse isn't really much of a turf horse and more of a dirt horse. He ran in the I'm Smoking Stakes at Del Mar on the 8th of September last year. Came in 5th by 4.5 lengths. In the graduation last year, this horse did defeat the entire field, pulling away by a head. No, he was actually weakening, so I personally think that 6 furlongs may be a little bit too long for this horse, as this horse ran the graduation. Actually, when I went to Del Mar, I did get to see the graduation stakes. That was on a Friday. Don't know why exactly they had a stakes race on Friday. But I mean, it was still technically summer. I mean, for me, it was the first week of school, so I skipped school to come down there to Del Mar. My second pick will be the number 2 North Country. Ran at Fresno last time at a 6 furlong race and $26,000. And lost by 12 lengths. But we'll call that an off day, as this horse ran last time, or the past 4 starts before then at Golden Gate on the Tapeta. Won all of those except for one, which was a 6 furlong race on the 15th of March and a $50,000 allowance. So I personally would think that 6 furlong race is a throwout race. If this horse runs up the track and runs dead last, then we'll know that this horse, North Country, should find a track where they have Tapeta and low-end racing. I don't even know that there are any tracks that offer that. Maybe Gulfstream, but Gulfstream also tends to have some good horses. Turfway Park, I don't even know when their meet starts. Might have already ended, in fact. I'm not sure. But I'll definitely find out. I think their meet might be going right now. I know that. I actually don't know. We'll find out later. The 7th race, 6 furlongs, $16,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 lifetime, $15,000 purse. My top selection will be No Doro. Never ran at 6 furlongs, ran at 5 furlongs 3 times, one of which was on the turf at Santa Rosa, and did pretty well there. So this horse can run both very well on dirt and turf at sprints. Now the trainer, Victor Trujillo, I'm not sure, is going to try and see if he can go another 220 yards, which, I mean, there's a chance and definitely that happening, but is there a high one? I'm not sure. I'm not a handicapper that can tell you like what this horse exactly will run in this race. But No Doro, the number 6, will be definitely a good horse to watch out for when you're betting. My second horse will be the number 1 Pineapple Juice. This horse is very significant to me, as last year, I believe it was, the race on the 2nd of September. That was the first race I ever practiced calling in my bed. I turned on the race on YouTube because Golden Gate Fields used to have all their replays live there, or they'd have their replays posted, and so I just practiced calling off the numbers of the silks, or the numbers of the horses that were running in each order. And on that occasion, Pineapple Juice did win. And that was the first night that I ever actually did call a race in my bed, where nobody could hear me, even though I was screaming extremely loud. One night my dad actually walked in on me and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, nothing. You go away." I didn't say that, but, you know. Anyways, so Pineapple Juice ran at Fresno last time on the 13th of September in a $50,000 allowance. Came in third by a length and a quarter. Now the owners either want to drop him or they want to pick up a paycheck, because they're putting him into a $15,000 purse race and claiming of $16,000. So, it's something to look out for, definitely. So my picks for the 7th race will be the number 6 over the number 1, No Doro and Pineapple Juice. 8th race, the Bart Heller Stakes. If anybody's watching this who actually knows who Bart Heller is, please let me know. I may think I know who he is. He might have been the guy who was at the track every day building more barns for horses so they could have year-round racing here at Pleasanton. I'm not sure, though. But my top selection will be the number 3, Jesse Bear. I'll have to get that interpreted when I get to the track and find out how to pronounce this horse's name. Ran at a mile last time in a $20,000 optional claiming. Won by 2.5 lengths in 1 minute and 38. At Los Alamitos nonetheless. So that's an LA track. That was the first start on the dirt that this horse had. The only start on the dirt. This horse was mainly a turf horse. Won $120,000 on the turf, and won $25,000 on the dirt. One race and won it. Now they're going to try up here in Northern California and see if that can work out for him well. My second pick for the Bart Heller is number 5 Indy Star. Also an LA horse. But this horse has been running in stakes races, well, once, actually. Ran the Dark Mirage, $125,000 stakes. Came in 4th by 5.5 lengths on the 21st of September this year. Now he's coming up here to take a $75,000 race, or potentially take one. So a drop down in $50,000 in stakes money. Moving on to the 9th and final race at Pleasanton. My top selection will be the number 6 Movie Time, who's another R horse. I forgot what the name of R is. But last time out went on the turf at Santa Rosa in a mile in a $5,000 race. Didn't do well there. So at Sacramento, this horse ran at a mile in a $5,000 claimer race. Came in 3rd by a length. But before at Golden Gate, ran in a $5,000 claimer non-winners of 2 life. Or non-winners of 2 year. And came in 1st by 2.25 lengths. Now he's going to drop down McGran to this $4,000 company. Another thing about Movie Time was also that Movie Time was one of the first ever horses that I practiced calling. He didn't win, though. I don't remember who won that race. It was sometime in mid-September, I believe. My second pick will be the number 5, Wrong Direction. Ran in a mile and a 16th at Fresno. That's a throwout race, as this horse ran 5th by 8 lengths. But before ran in a $5,000 claiming race won by a nose. And at Sacramento, ran a mile in a $16,000 race and came in by a head, winning. So a 2-win streak there. Then this horse happened to lose the one at Fresno. So a lot of horses, I guess, didn't like the track at Fresno. I've never actually really seen the track at Fresno. I've never been to the track at Fresno. I do want to go sometime, but not anytime soon. Anyways, that concludes the details of my preview show for Pleasanton. Hopefully, if you are playing Pleasanton, wherever you may be situated, you have some advice from me and your picks to win you some money. Of course, that's the goal, unless you like to bet favorites, which I hate to do. In the meantime, I'm wishing you best of luck at Pleasanton and any track that you may be situated going to. Have a fun weekend, or weekday if you're watching this for no reason. Goodbye.